Hello everyone.
Hi guys.
I am Murin, and as Honza said, I am design team lead at Lundegaard. And
I'm David and Honza is my boss.
why we decided to invest our time into design system? It's about 1.5 years ago, and as an agency, we work for big companies, banks, and so on, and we have to build them complex digital products just like our e-banks and client zone and so on. And we need some tool which help us to maintain the consistency and document everything. And another reason is how to maintain knowledge, because people these days quite often change their jobs, and also we are not always available to give to put same people on project because they can pass for 1 year or longer. And still, in these days, we are getting some corporate identity in some static manuals in PDF and so on. And sometimes we get the PDF called final, total, and we, we are not sure if it's last or not. And yeah, yeah, and our developers and UX designers don't always share the same vocabulary. So we find the design system could help us solve these issues.
Sorry guys, but we lost some. Okay. We are still lost, yeah.
So obviously the solution could be design system. And David, can you tell us something
Yeah.
about them?
For us, what design system means, it can include like brand guide, which means like all about the brands, how to use the logo. Style guides, it can be how to use the colors, typography, and so on. The main part, it's components library. Uh, I think everybody knows it's describe the components, describe how to use them, also with code, and uh, content principles, how to write the content, the rules for the text, and so on. Motion principles means micro animations, hover animations for the buttons, for example. And the information architecture, it's the rules how to do the big structure for the big webs or application. Who's involved in it? It's we always try that we are on the top, we are the service team, but then it's team developers on the side of clients. It can be other agency, for example, and other teams who's involved in the design system. Yeah.
So we got very excited about design system and started thinking how pursue our colleagues and our clients to do it with us. So we will briefly guide you through our journey, and quite obvious it starts with learning. So before you convince someone, you need to understand what design systems are. So just do a research, find what are current solutions, and find some examples, use cases, and so on. So, and then we started to pursue our colleagues, and in Lundegaard we have 3 or 4 kinds of different meetings, and when we can introduce some topic or share knowledge. One of it's called mini lectures. They take about 20 minutes talk, and they're all our developers, QA person, and designers. And what we are talking about, it's what problem that design system can use. And like we we spoke about our example from our developers. I'm sorry, it's not good to see, but there is a one component which should be a button, but the buttons were already be prepared as a button or tab or something like that. So developers didn't know what they should prepare or program.
Yeah, and they already came and say, hey, we missed some rules how to write, how to use these components. Can you put some rules, write, jot it down?
So when then we talk about how we can change our process. That means we start always with some design and development. Then we build the design system, and after that we can build the website and application, and this can speed up our process. And finally, as we are agency, we don't have a much opportunity to build something open source or to share with others. And we decided to use a design system which is forked from the Brett Frost design template or something like that. And we managed to do some uh, updates, and it's already available at GitHub. And this was the breakthrough for our developers to participate in this project.
Yeah, they were quite happy that they can do something open source.
And get one back. And please leave lots of room for discussion, because we then spend a much more time discussing with our developers what are the benefits or what can help us, what can they help us, and so on. So another type of session is called training Fridays. They take about at least 1 hour, and there is a time really to deep dive and show end-to-end process. So we introduce some benefits from design system, just like is consistency, much faster development, some value added, because the teams can focus on so much more interesting work, like is performance and so on, and then they don't have to do another form. We show what activities they can do. It means just can spend some time with your client and do interface inventory, show where inconsistencies are, and so on. Yeah, and we speak with our sales guys and business which project they should look in our client's portfolio. That means to start in small and find something which is technically suitable. There is some other guy who can help us promote design system, and which is quite small, which can take about 1 month to implement, to show really quickly the benefits from design systems. Yeah, and then maybe the most important is to introduce to the business people or sales. When you have to do some really abstract, because they don't have time or knowledge to understand really deeply what's going on. So show them on your page or on your application where there are some inconsistencies, just like here you have here about 5 or 6 different buttons at one page. Yeah, make it clear with voc. That means what is brand manual, what is master page, and what's the difference between design system. Where is the opportunity to make some other mapping?
Because we usually heard that is there any differences between design system or pattern library, or we are already doing the design system, but it was just misunderstanding what design system is.
And maybe the most interesting part, give them some numbers and use cases, because if they are speaking with board members or B-1, they really need to tell this number to open your door, to open doors and start to talk with you.
Yeah, the first question of board one minus is how much I can say.
Yeah, and then make some talk for your customers, and we do some we call DIGI cafe. It means we introduce some new tech or some new design news to our customers and have some networking after that, and can we talk much more about problems they probably have. As I mentioned, same with the inconsistency and different interaction for the day design teams. Yeah, benefits just like that. Much more faster development, share vocab, and so on.
Uh, this DIGI, for example, was also were also people uh, from the from the from the part of the clients uh, who we later we sell the first design system. So it's important to educate.
Yeah, and show them how you would like to use it. That means this is describe the form, which part it contains, and how it should be used to be more vivid and to show them real examples, not just some fancy words. And evangelize at your company, make posters because your companies need start living with design systems because you are the experts. Not everyone will accept it easily. So start to drink coffee and speak with everyone who's go around the kitchen.
Okay, let's talk about our first design system, how we sell it and how we practically use it. Uh, the point is when your design is wrongly used. We did several projects for government. I would like to mention our colleague Rostislav Peška, who's not here. Uh, he did a lot of jobs on it. Uh, we did a lot of projects, so we built a long-term partnership. We educate our stakeholders also, but also officials. Uh, so we present what design system is. We just want to point of the needs of the design system because there was a lot of inconsistency between many websites. We talked to them and they said like, now we had only tens of them. We had hundreds, so it's much better. But still, they don't understand and they don't feel the need of the design system. So we did projects for them, uh, which we delivered uh, classic complete UI design, show prototypes and sketch files in InVisions, but no design system at all. Uh, time goes and long time goes, and then we saw, uh, look, someone got inspired by our designs. Our designs, so that's great, but we checked that they use it by the wrong way. So we found some wrong usage of headers, buttons, navigation principles, and so on. So we decide it's our great chance to come up with the design system again. So we were quite happy to inspire, but we still feel that there is a lot of space to prove it and to do it much better. And it was also the big advantage for the negotiation for because you can point for practical use of the design system. Look, you next time if you will do the website or application, you will do it much easier with the design system. So they just okay realize that that's the point why we need to do design system. So we've done just it's not complete. It's still in progress, and we were lucky at the point because they just getting see our designs, use it. That's the point why we were lucky. Yeah, it's first try, and let's continue. Yeah, that's why I said why we were lucky, because they just use our design, and we came up with the solution. Uh, but we were prepared, because they already know in their mind what is probably what design system can be, and they just feel the need to do design system.
And maybe let's tell you something about how it's right now. And you are not alone for this. After 1 year, we pursued part of our company to make design systems standard part of our delivery. That means every guy from developers and salesperson who is now preparing some offer to our client, that means that the design system is standard and they are always included. So we don't have to sell it internally, but we just check the estimates and everything's go without us, and we just can focus on making design system instead of selling it to internal team. Yeah, and maybe the final takeaways: evangelize it, know your audience, because it's really important to talk to different types of your colleagues differently. It means to business talk with numbers, to developers talk with much more geeky stuff like is open source or some latest tech. And it's never ending story, because if your company start living with the design system, you still have to onboard your new colleagues and do some new updates. Be prepared to speak with your colleagues about use cases and find the opportunities to point out that design system is a good solution.
Especially talk to your developer, because I think they already have something like pattern library, and it can be based for the design system.
Yeah, and as I said, find allies across your teams, because if you are working with much more people, it's quite easier. And find a small project to start.
And that's it.